my goal here today on this machine, underside of it, is to change the shaft seals and bearings. Okay, so in order to get this out, this is a chocolate enrober, I've got to take the motor off and then the gearbox off, and that'll give me access down here to the shafting. So first, to get the motor off, I'm gonna have to rotate it and undo this flange. So I marked it so I know where to line it back up here. Okay, kind of an unexpected surprise when I pulled the motor off the gearbox, and there's the gearbox. The motor was attached there and all the oil dumped out. So I got a little mess to clean up here. But in any case, I'm down to the shafting. I can push that out and get to the seals. All right, so I got this giant snap ring out. It's holding this bearing in, so I think the shaft is gonna come out this way. So, which means I'll be gently tapping from this side. So I'll square this nut up with the end of the threads and give it a little thump. There she goes. Disassembled here, I tapped this bearing off this shaft, and this bearing is shot. It's almost totally locked up. And tapped the two seals. Out of this bore here, clean the bore up. So now I'm gonna put the new seals in. All right, first seal driven in, the spacer, and here goes the second seal. It was pretty difficult to drive it down into that bore without it cocking sideways. All right, second seal driven in. Now I'm gonna install gearbox, motor, and new bearing. Okay, fresh seals installed. There's two seals in a row with a spacer between them. And a lot of equipment in here. I've maintained and repaired a lot of this stuff. So anyways, shaft, fresh bearing, and this goes in here, and eventually turns an auger that mixes melted chocolate. This guy's gonna hold it all together. Okay, so I got the motor set in place, and I'm just running the nuts down that hold the motor to the gearbox, and the gearbox is held onto this flange here, and I gotta run the bolts through this flange. I made a witness mark because you can clock this flange, so I got the mark so I can line it up. All right, so it's all back together. New seals, new bearing. Just gotta fill this gearbox with oil. And now I'm doing this one. Same deal. Gearbox comes off. This one was actually leaking though. The chocolate went through all the seals and was actually starting to go in the motor.
And here's the enrober in action. You can see it's that first machine. It coats these, in this case, caramel squares with chocolate, and then they go down the line.